Will Smith is nothing less than a legend, whether for smacking someone at the Oscars and making headlines for months or winning the EGOT award. After over 3 decades in the business, Smith has established himself as one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, evidenced by his wealth, collections, and way of life. Folks, that's correct. And in today's video, we're going to cover everything. So let's get started without further ado. Let's start by discussing the paychecks. That Chain Smith went from being a regular refrigerator engineer's son to being a veritable millionaire throughout his life. Many of you might think so or remember him from the renowned program. That show, ladies and gentlemen, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, is where Smith's career began to take off. However, just because Smith's career began to prosper doesn't necessarily mean he wasn't in debt. He did not receive a poor salary for appearing on the program. After his music career took off, the actor neglected to pay his dues because of his messy tax history. As a result, the IRS received roughly 70% of his sitcom paychecks. After that, if Smith learned anything, it was to prioritize paying off his tax debt so that this series may not have directly boosted his bank account. However, it allowed the industry to see his potential, which led to him getting parts in well-known and successful films like The Pursuit of Happiness, Bad Boys, and Men in Black. And at that point, Smith's name became known to the $100 million club, and he joined permanently. Depending on whether he is working, sources estimate that Smith makes between $40 and $80 million annually, and is no longer required to put in as much work. At this point in his career, the star made about $40 million in one calendar year while remaining at home and isolating himself from society by scrolling and posting content on social media sites like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, etc. The only distinction was that he frequently posted sponsored content, and the paid partnerships paid well. Ultimately, the COVID blues subsided, and everything returned to normal. Smith opened one of the most well-liked films of his career. Serena Williams, the tennis legend, was portrayed by him in the blockbuster King Richard. Smith's father, a well-known producer, got him an Oscar and a fat $40 million paycheck. King Richard is one of his many endeavors that became a huge success. Therefore, in addition to paying the movie crew members fairly and equally, he also gave everyone bonuses based on the star. Everyone underestimated how difficult the process would be when signing up for it, as the Men in Black star mentioned. In addition to being kind to his co-workers, Smith also enjoys spending his pay on things like real estate, so I just thought it was fair. At this point, are we even still surprised? He's got $1 million. Of course, a large portion of that goes toward his property. The Man near Malibu Creek, which is nothing less than a whole package covering 230 square feet, is one of his most well-known assets. A riding trail, a private lake, tennis courts, 9 enormous rooms, a meditation room, and, as if all of that weren't enough, an entire recording studio are all included in this lovely property. But Smith owns other extravagant, opulent properties in addition to this one. The I Am Legend star also maintains residences in Hawaii, Philadelphia, Utah, and other cities. Will Smith, however, only indulges in his property. Without a doubt, our star is also very interested in collecting cars. She can tell you they are all costly and rare. Among many other vehicles in his collection are a Mercedes-Benz GL 450, a Maybach 57, a red Ford Mustang convertible, a 1965 Cadillac Escalade, and a Bentley Azure. But what happens if the star decides to fly? Does he do so with economy tickets? With a $350 million net worth, it accomplished the task. Will Smith is a well-known person who will travel in economy. The man has a private aircraft. Smith wants his plane if the available seats aren't in business class. It seems over the top. Please wait until you learn that it took place in 2011 and that the star had to rent a 12-passenger, $1,000 aircraft for a 50-minute flight from Dublin to Manchester. How could we fail to mention one of his most prized possessions ever? His luxury makeup room and stunning granite kitchen top in his motor home. Everyone knows of Smith's love of travel, and he frequently stays in a motor home while on road trips to places like India, Cuba, Dubai, etc. But what if he isn't traveling? The star nevertheless, he makes a respectable profit because he charges more than $9,000 per week to rent his RV. Smith enjoys basketball and traveling, so he will also own a basketball team. And was it a mistake? Not at all. Smith and his wife, Jada Smith, purchased the NBA team, the Philadelphia 76ers. The franchise has significantly improved in every way. Okay, folks, that's all for today's video. Click on one of the 4 videos currently displayed on your screen.